Welcome to another episode, everyone. OG Kunta from Hoover crashed out and is now in jail, maybe headed to prison for a very long time. This individual here, Real Tune, this individual here, name is Tune, of Real Tune TV on YouTube. Go check him out. He has all of the information. He put together some get together in Texas for all of the Five Deuce Hoovers. The Five Deuce Hoovers in Fort Worth and in somewhere else, and Hoover's in LA, and etc. He's about to explain it. And he says OG Kunta is the only individual that didn't show up. OG Kunta has very serious charges. Aggravated assault. Apparently he hit someone with a vehicle and did not render aid, etc. He makes all kind of content and has been on this internet for some time now, OG Kunta. But apparently has I don't know, he says that OG Kunta crashed out over the internet. I'm not sure what his charges has to do with the internet. But let's find out, man. Crazy.
OG Kunta is going to be doing a long time in prison after he finally let the internet antics get to his head and crashed out.
Hey, Real Tone, there's some real money in the room.
You're now tuned in with the most hated blogger in Texas, Real Tune TV. And I appreciate all y'all for watching me, supporting me over these last 5 years. It's been a hell of a ride. I've recently released my book, Murder Worth, the nickname of Fort Worth, and it's based off of the research that I did from every single interview over the last 5 years in Fort Worth. Make sure you check if you have not already done so. I'm very disappointed in Kunta. We're going to get to the charges, but I just want to first and foremost express my deepest disappointment in OG Kunta, because I will be going to Fort Worth for Hoover Day on Five Deuce Day, and I was hoping to run into him. I was hoping to see Kunta. For those of you who don't know, I invited the Five Deuce Hoovers out of Fort Worth, the Five Deuce Hoovers out of Houston, Gumby side and other side to Austin for South by Southwest so that we can get some understanding. OG Percy pulled up. I had T Will, who's from Kunta's hood, pulled up. And then I had some of Gumby's nephews pulled up. Solo the Cisnes pulled up. A lot of people pulled up. And we'll make sure that the pictures are here for y'all to see. And guess who didn't pull up? The person who was keeping up all the mess, right? OG Kunta. Obviously, Gumby could not pull up because Gumby wasn't there. Gumby was locked up. Now, not only was Kunta not outside when it mattered, number one, and mind you, this was in Austin, so you can't say that I had you coming to Houston to be backdoored, even though you got people in Houston. FedEx is from Houston. This is in Austin. This is neutral ground. I had people from Hooverland in the building. I had people from Pollywood in the building. You definitely could have been in the building. But to make a long story short, I didn't let that deter me.
And what was going to happen if he was in the building? That's what Kunta is saying, and that's what others are saying. I did read the comments to this individual's video here, Tune, this video right here, and they were bashing him. He did say that he is the most hated podcaster in Texas. That's what he started off by saying. Okay, well, it probably is true. I don't know much about this individual. I have done some content on him before, or interviewed Gumby a few times, what have you. Have reacted to some of this content before. Nevertheless, they were saying in there in his comments that they should have beat his head in. That the individuals in Texas messed up by letting him start all of this mess. They said that he's the reason that Kunta crashed out. That he manipulated the whole situation. That he's been manipulating a whole lot of this gang conflict out there in Texas. Essentially, he's the Texas Poetic Flacco. In so many words, probably different in the fact that he's not denigrating or castigating the gang members in the way that Poetic Flacco does, but they're saying that he's in the middle of a lot of stuff and that he started some of this beef. But as we just heard, he said that he's invited all of the Five Deuce Hoovers to converge on Austin, Texas on Five Deuce Day coming up next month. He's saying all this here on the internet. Okay, well, whatever. And some other individuals have already pulled up. A meeting or whatever has already transpired. and that Kunta did not pull up, the individual that was starting all of this stuff on the internet, he says. Well, Kunta may have been in fear for his life. I don't know. He said that it was on neutral ground. The way that you're talking about Kunta now, and then another thing they were saying in his comment that this dude is getting real tough now that Kunta is locked up. Now you want to roll his neck and get real tough. No shot at you, Toon. I don't know. I'm using your content and reacting to your content. I ain't got nothing against you, brother. I don't know what's going on here. I'm just relaying the message. Go check it out. Go check out his comments. Shout out to Toon. I don't know anything about this individual, but apparently he's trying to bring all of the Hoovers together so that they can get an understanding, he said, so that they can all come together and get an understanding. And he said he invited, again, the L.A. Hoovers, or at least the Five Deuces, to show up on Five Deuce Day again, which is upon us. Okay, we'll see how that goes, man. You talking about getting an understanding. Be careful how you approach them dudes from L.A. I'm dead serious, boy. Be careful with that. Don't try to push no line. I understand you're going to be in Austin somewhere. It doesn't matter. Be very mindful and very respectful. Everyone.
I didn't let that deter me. I was still intending on seeing you on Five Deuce Day in Fort Worth. Cartel Bo is pulling up from Houston. I put my people from Hooverland in contact. They made it happen. Proud of that connection right there, because a lot of people on this here internet talking bad when we really can be bringing things together. And unfortunately, the people who keeping up all the mess are now locked up. Gumby's locked up. Kunta's locked up. But guess who's left on the streets dealing with the mess that y'all created? I ain't even gonna say me, because I'm on the internet dealing with the mess that y'all created.
I'm about to say, how you straight? Where you from, bro? How you straightening out all of the mess? Where you from, homie? The hell? What's this dude? Bro, you from Hoover? What he talking like he an OG from Hoover? He's Gumby and OG Kunta that made this big old mess. Only them, I guess. And he's left to straighten it out. Or he said, he caught himself and said, well, I'm not, well, he was about to say him. Who's left to straighten out this big old mess that y'all started? Well, I ain't gonna say me, but I'm straightening it out on the internet. Well, more on the internet. You're doing more than straightening it out on the internet if you are making these phone calls, bridging these gaps, connecting individuals to the point where you have individuals' nephews. You said Gumby's nephews came out. Other individuals, T-Will, OG Kunta's homie, a big homie, and what have you, came out, and other individuals already before this get-together that you're talking about that's about to transpire there in Austin. So if you're connecting all of these dots, you are putting some things together. You're steeply involved. Nothing wrong with that if you're talking about bringing individuals together for peace. It doesn't matter who's orchestrating that. Shout out to you if you're orchestrating anything that can stop the violence amongst our people. I condone that and I encourage that. And nevertheless, again, I don't know this individual, but they're saying just the opposite, that he's part of the problem. And here he is. He was nearly about to pat himself on the back anyway as the individual who's cleaning up the mess that these individuals have put forth. Okay.
Y'all in jail, and it's real lives affected by the stuff that y'all doing. And Kunta went to jail for crashing out. He literally crashed out. So the charges reads he got an accident involving an injury. So in Texas, for those who don't know, it's a felony to hit and run. You cannot fail to render aid. If you hit somebody, whether it's on purpose or it's on accident, you get out the car, you check on them, you make sure you good. Kunta, high and paranoid, continues to drive. You hit somebody, you knew you hit them, you continue to drive. He ended up being charged with aggravated assault with a...
I'm not sure what this has to do with the internet. You remember when it first came on, he said Kunta then crashed out over the internet or whatever to let this internet get to him. These internet antics, however he termed it. But okay, let's see. Here, this is a picture. This is Kunta right here, as we can, maybe you all can't see it that great. This is Kunta inmate details. It says inmate search, inmate details, demographics for El Kunta Ellis. Last name Ellis. First middle name El Kunta. Race black, etc. Accident involving injury. No bond. That's one of the charges. The second charge, aggravated assault with deadly weapon. Also, I believe, it says posted. Okay, so he has no bond for the first one. Accident involving injury. Evading arrest with previous conviction. Evading arrest with previous conviction is the third charge. So 3 charges for OG Kunta. Accident involving injury, unless he has more he's about to show, but these are the 3 he has posted right here so far. Accident involving injury in Tarrant County, Texas. That's charge number 1. Aggravated assault with deadly weapon. I'm assuming they're talking about the car. Aggravated assault with deadly weapon. They will say that a car is indeed a deadly weapon because, again, they're saying that he hit someone. That's the first charge. Accident involving injury, or at least Tunis individual is saying that's because he hit someone and did not render aid, did not stop to help the person. Toon claims that OG Kunta was high. He said he was high and tripping, hit someone and kept going. Accident involving injury, aggravated assault with deadly weapon, and then the third charge, evading arrest with a previous conviction.
Deadly weapon. See, this is a crazy charge right here because that's usually the charge for shooting somebody. He got this charge because he used his car as a weapon against somebody. Now, his bond is only $500 for the hit and run. The ag assault is a no bond. So Kunta, unfortunately, will not be getting out of jail at the moment. He was also hit with an evading arrest with a previous conviction, which carried a $3,500 bond. In Texas, you can pay 10%, so that's only $350. And then, of course, he has a possession of a controlled substance. I believe that this was on a separate case, but he has a possession of a controlled substance.
And the date is 4/15/2026 on all of these charges. And today, of course, is the 19th. So all of this transpired 4 days ago. Thursday, I guess. Oh, that's crazy.
Everybody knows that Kunta is not a dealer. He's a user. That Kunta is a drunk. He used to do interviews, get drunk, do interviews. And this is where he fell out with Percy. Because when Percy sat down, he got drunk, and then he claimed that we set him up. I'm going to be honest. I did set him up. Bob set him up, but I set him up. And I'm going to tell y'all how I set him up. Because I think people got it misconstrued when I say I set him up. Yes, I'm usually the puppet master. Yeah, I'm the puppet master. I'm the one behind the camera pulling all the strings. I set him up by booking OG Percy.
Puppet master doesn't sound conducive to good health. Maybe now he pulling all of the strings again. That's fine. As I said, if he's bringing everyone together, then he's the one connecting all of the dots, communicating with individuals, setting everything up. This takes work and commitment, and heart. Holler at all of these gang members and try to bring them together and get an understanding, particularly if you're not one of them. But referring to it as being the puppet master, it sounds a bit more sinister when you term it as being a puppet master. You're connecting dots, you're pulling the strings, as you said, whatever, to bring individuals together. That's a good thing. That's for something positive. I'm assuming. Saying that you're the puppet master implies that these individuals are somehow inferior, somehow beneath you, at least intellectually, and that you just have them on the string doing whatever it is that you want them to do. You're pulling all of the strings. You're calling all of the shots, and they don't even see it coming. They don't know what's going on. You're running circles around all of them. Is that what you're doing? If not, then don't refer to it as a puppet master.
For an interview and allowing them to sit down, which is what he asked for. I didn't know the outcome of what Percy would say or what Kunta would say. I just knew that Kunta can't mess with Percy at all. And it showed when they sat down next to each other. So if you want to say I set him up, yeah, I set him up. I set him up to sit down with Percy, which was a lose for him. You have been talking down on this man on the internet since you. Let me say this, right? Because it's an interesting story. Kunta actually came to the internet to disrespect Percy. That was his introduction to the internet, was saying that he's a general in these Hoover streets and he was on Ferguson unit and Percy wasn't about nothing. When it came down to it, we found out that Kunta was actually on Ferguson unit and he was a Muslim. So you was not a Crip. You had dropped your Crip flag and you picked up Islam. And this is why I started messing with you. Because when you got to popping the Islam talk on me, I was like, okay, this is a righteous brother. This is a good brother. This brother got intentions. He's trying to defend his community from what they're saying about his community online. I support that. And guess what? I paid Kunta. I gave Kunta $500. I believe I paid Duke. They came to me. Bob fucked us over, man. Bob really messed us over, bro. He did us bad, bro. We ain't get paid. He said you the reason we didn't get paid. When whole time, man, Bob got paid well over here at Real Tune. Bob got paid well and fairly. And the fact that he never broke you off, or made it a point to break you off, or told me to break you off, or said, hey, let's give them such and such out of the profit. I still, I'm the type of person. I believe fairness is fairness, and I believe that good people deserve a chance. And Kunta came out on good people timing. Come to find out, he was an F-boy. So the F-boy went to No Jumper. He goes to Melrose, first off. He didn't just go to No Jumper. He went to Melrose. He goes to Melrose to the Marathon Burger after CEO Hockley brought him there. So Robert Hockley is a t-shirt owner out of Galveston, Texas, who claims Rolling 60. When I went to his platform, he has a platform called The Day Room, and he said he brought Kunta out there. So, and he said he didn't have to check in with the Hoovers, because I asked, why y'all didn't go to Hoover Street? You with Kunta? He's talking trash about Gumby. Why not pull up on Hoover Street? That's where he's from. That's the set he claims. Well, he said, I don't got to do that. I checked in with my people, and that's fair. But does that mean that Kunta checked in with your people? Because he obviously didn't check in with the Hoovers. So watch this. You go to Melrose and then you go to No Jumper and you talking that shit. I can't respect it. I can't respect it when you in Cali and you don't go to where you say you from and talk that shit there. You don't go and talk to the big homies that you on the phone. You stay on the phone. Oh, Gumby ain't good and Gumby this and Gumby that. But when you in the land, you don't come where Gumby be at. I would have took my hat off and gave you praise, respect, honor. But instead, you do the weakest shit ever. You go to the Hollywood sign, gang. You go to the Hollywood sign where it's black and bougie. My thing is, there's nothing wrong with going to Cali and not going to the hood. I would actually recommend that anybody who goes to Cali don't go to Hoover Street. Don't go to Crenshaw and Slauson. Don't go none of these places. Don't go to the Pueblo Bishops. Don't go to the Nickerson Gardens. If you're going to any of these places, go for food. And if you're going for food, ask for DoorDash. Go to the places that Kunta went. Go to the Marathon Burger. But even in the Marathon Burger, things get tricky. As we saw, it was a shootout broad day during the opening of the Marathon Burger in Long Beach. Now, the fact that there was a shootout in Long Beach lets you know that it doesn't matter where Kunta was at. If they would have found out he was a Hoover, he would have been treated like a Hoover. Even though we feel like Texas politics and Cali politics aren't the same, when you come to Texas and you from California, you will bend to the Texas politics. When a California comes to Texas, they're bending to the Texas politics. And when a Texan goes to Cali, if you don't think that you have to bend to the politics and you a part of their gang culture, you're going to find yourself in a predicament that you don't want to be in. And I would hate to be that person. But maybe you can save your life by watching a real Tune TV interview.
I don't know what the Texas politics are, but I don't, whatever. OG Kunta probably did well not showing up over there to the Hoovers. If you're not really from over there, you didn't grow up over there, whatever, I wouldn't advise it. Just going over there hanging out, unless you're a real one and you are known and well known and you haven't done anything wrong. Because, if you have, then you shouldn't be over there. Because they can turn on you quickly. One person says something, "What's up, bro? Man, this dude, man, remember he whoop said such and such?" Yeah. And then one individual get on you, it's all bad. It's going to be like a pack of hyenas on you, bro. All bad. I mean, it's over. It's just bad. It's just a wrap. Don't do it. Unless you're solid through and through. Don't do it. I don't know Kunta's situation. I know he did get into it with Gumby and all that. So, yeah, I mean, he was talking crazy about Gumby on some of them interviews or videos I had seen. So to then come out to LA and then go right over there where Gumby maybe, used to hang out at before he got locked up. Gumby's still being locked up, from my understanding, last I heard. But to go over there, whether Gumby's there or not, yeah, you might be taking a chance. Considering what you said on the internet about him. And I don't know everything you've said, but basically you said some stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. Tune seems like he's encouraging Kunta to go over there, saying that he doesn't respect him now since he did not go over there. And that's where he's from. Yeah, in Texas, bro.
And learning about the culture and what you claim. I'm glad nothing happened to Kunta while he was out there. And I wish he was free now. Unfortunately, I just lost all respect for Kunta because he does the internet game, but he's not doing it in the streets. You not, whatever it is you promoting and prompting, like you go to Cali and you don't go there. Man, Duke would have never done that. The people that you come up under and you try to, they would have never done that. They wouldn't have even went on the white man's platform to air out the grievances about their hood and where they from. Like what? That's not street. That's not real. Then you go to 607 Unks to do content with Gumby. And after he marks you out, you do more content with him and people forgave it because they like, okay, he did whatever he had to do to make it home. I understand that. And I understand that too. But my whole thing is this. Y'all ain't talk about the fact that you asked Gumby for permission to talk about you. And he gave it. So this whole scheme of y'all's has been an internet scheme the whole time. You're a real scumbag. You're a scumbag because there's people who were really offended.
This is crazy. This is nasty work. How long have you been feeling this way, Toon? That's what I want to know. How long have you had this information that Kunta was a scumbag, that Kunta is no good, that everything that him and Gumby was doing on the internet was staged, is what he just said, to paraphrase, that he got permission from Gumby to speak his name or something, and the back and forth was staged eventually, or essentially. Wow. And that he's not standing on business, Kunta. He's never stood on business. And again, he went to the other man's platform and spoke business, and some dude named Duke would have never done that. And Duke would have went to the Hoovers, not to the other man's platform, and spoke on gang or Hoover business. I mean, Toon has a lot to say about this individual Kunta now. Apparently, that he's locked up. That's what they were saying in the comments, and I see what they're talking about. Dang. And I don't know. Maybe I'll go back and see if there were some other videos talking like this about Kunta before the 15th, before he got locked up. Even on the 14th. Let me go back and look. Maybe it is. Maybe he's already been on Kunta's head for weeks, months, even. I don't know. Perhaps I'm wrong. Or the commenters are wrong. I don't follow him like that. I don't know. I'm going to certainly go and see, though. Has he been talking bad about Kunta like this? Saying that he didn't show up? When was this meeting or whatever where Kunta didn't show up? Still one that's coming up soon, as he said. And that, he didn't go to L.A. or he went to L.A., but he went to Hollywood and the Marathon Burger, wouldn't go to the Hoovers, didn't go to the Hoovers. And that he's a scumbag. How long have you been feeling this way? Have you said this before Kunta went to jail? Like you upset. You taking all of this personal. I don't know.
People who are really concerned. And guess what? You had the opportunity to fix it. You had the opportunity to stop it. You had the opportunity to do something bigger and better than what you did. But instead, you went for the clicks and views. And when it was all said and done, Bob turned his back on you. So you had nobody. And so you run to Robert Hockley. Bro, I need you. And he did what he could for you. But even that wasn't enough. You still crashed out. And you have the audacity to be on this camera talking about you do this for the youth. You don't do shit for the youth. You don't do a ass thing for the youth. I'm tuning out, though. Real tune.
Real tough tune. Not just real tune. Real tough tune right there. Crashing out on Kunta. All right, there you go. He don't do nothing for the youth, apparently, according to Tune there. He's a joke, a scumbag, a no good jokester, a fraud, a charlatan. All right, let me know what you think in the comments. There you have it. OG Kunta. I don't know what the internet, again, has to do with him and this accident. But that's the narrative that he just painted, that it was the internet antics that caused Kunta to crash out. I don't know. I guess it could be some connection there. You on the internet, you high off of the internet and off of some real stuff. Driving and hit someone, and you pull off thinking that you big and bad or famous, and you ain't got to face this or something. Maybe that's when I don't know. Either way, Kunta locked up, very serious charges. Doesn't have bail on one of these charges. Whenever they hold you without bail, often, if not every time, that's an indication that the charges are very serious. Because you have a right to bail. You have a right to fight your case from the street until you're found guilty. Until then, you're not guilty of anything. Right now, he's not guilty of anything. So normally you have a right to bail out. If they're withholding bail from you, normally it's for certain reasons, it's certain circumstances, and or it's just the case, the charge is very serious. Nevertheless, there you have it, right there. 3 charges at least: aggravated assault, something with a previous conviction, and an accident in which supposedly, allegedly, OG Kunta ran over someone or hit someone with a vehicle. It looks like assault with a deadly weapon, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Hit someone with a vehicle and kept going. Did not render aid, did not help. According to this individual Tune here, it's because he was intoxicated under something, on something. I don't know. We'll see what happens with OG Kunta. He's locked up. Everyone be safe. Be careful out there. Got your freedom. You're doing well. You're on the internet. And now you slam dunked in jail without bail up against it. Stay safe and stay free, people.